Hi everybody, welcome back to my little YouTube channel. By the way, do you like this dress that I bought? I bought it yesterday from Primark and I freaking love it so much. It's a summer dress and it was only £10 and it's really flowy. I love it, and they've got it, if you like the dress, they've got it in this colour, and I think they've also got one in white, and I so wish I would have bought the white one as well, but I didn't try it on, I just took it off the shelf. So when I go back, I'm so getting the white one. For 10 quid, it's a bargain. Really love it. And I've also picked up, a couple of weeks ago, I picked up the Slacks coach trips, the coach travel, because sometimes my dad and I, we like to go on coach trips. So I've got this, so let's have a little look. And I've also got some lemonade as well, so I'll be drinking this. So normally when me and my dad go on coach trips, we will just go for like one day. We won't go for like a weekend or a whole week. We'll just go for like to Blackpool for a day or wherever, you know, we just go for one day. But let's have a little look and see what 2025 coach trips we've got going on at Slacks Travel this year. Barnstable, I think I pronounced that right. Bognor Regis. I used to go to Bognor Regis when I was little with my nana and granddad. Bognor Regis and the Sussex Downs, and I loved it there so much. It was great. It was a great place. I'd actually really like to go back to Bognor Regis again one day, just to look at it and see if it's changed since when I was younger. But it says 5 days for £610, and then you've got Monday travel to Bognor, Tuesday begin the day with visit to Weald and Downland Living Museum, and then Wednesday you will have time to look around Bognor, and then a castle. Thursday, enjoy a delightful 90-minute cruise on the way, and I presume it's pronounced Arun Canal. Thursday, enjoying a 90-minute cruise. So I've just said that, sorry, that's Wednesdays, they're looking around Bognor, Thursday's the cruise, and then Friday after breakfast begin our journey back to Derbyshire. I'd like to go back to Bognor Regis just to see what it's like. Bournemouth, I've never been to Bournemouth before. I'd love to go down south. I've never been down south before, never. 5 days from £348. Christmas in Torbay. I don't think I've been to Torbay before ever actually. 5 days for £899. The Cotswolds. I've been to the Cotswolds before many years ago when I was very young, and again I went with my nana and granddad, and it's beautiful with all the cottages with thatched roofs and everything. It's beautiful. So it says 4 days, £443. Cromer. It says Cromer was once a small fishing village and is now an attractive small resort which boasts superb sunshine, full of character. 5 days, £414. Cumbrian Cavalcade. So sorry, I hope you can see this because it's quite dark, but I'm so sorry I can't pronounce that whatsoever because I'm useless. And the lakes, and that is 5 days for £620. Dawlish Warren, 5 days for £622. That beach looks really nice. Devon, I'd like to go to Devon. Love to go down south for a while, for a few days, one at some point in my life. 5 days, £601. Durham. I've been to Durham because when I went to my first university, Durham University offered me an unconditional offer. So I did go, and I was really tempted to take it being unconditional, but I decided to go to a different university from my first university. But Durham is beautiful, it's really beautiful. And the university is just stunningly beautiful. 4 days, £469. Eastbourne, I've never been to Eastbourne before. Again, it's a place I'd love to go. I'd love to go to Eastbourne so much. so much. 5 days, £597. Falmouth with Style in Cornwall, 5 days for £754. That looks really nice. Look at the I must admit, I do like my English towns with quaint little streets like this. There's something about walking down these sort of streets and the shops at either side, and it's just so English. It's just lovely, so traditional and beautiful. Hampshire. I've never been to Hampshire before. 5 days for £715. Hampton Court Palace, 2 days for £252. Constanton on the Norfolk coast, 5 days for £690. I've been to Norfolk before, but I did not know. I didn't know that this place even existed, but the beach and everything looks really nice. I don't know whether I'd prefer somewhere like Blackpool or Scarborough. I've been to Scarborough loads of times. I used to go to Scarborough when I was a student, do my, I think it was either GCSEs or A-levels, and we used to have to, we went on this trip once, and we used to have to go in the sea when it was freezing cold in the middle of winter to collect seaweed. So it was so cold, it was like -2 or something. Probably wasn't, it probably just felt -2. But it was winter, autumn winter. And we used to have to paddle in the sea and collect seaweed. It was a nightmare, it was blooming awful. Because I only weighed about 7 stone as well, so I was dead thin. And then I ended up getting chilblains after that. It was a disaster because my feet were so cold in the water. Ipswich, including river Devon cruise, 5 days, £663. Isle of Man, I've never been. My nana's been to my nana and granddad years ago went to the Isle of Man. £597. Isle of Wight, my nana and granddad have been here before and said it was a beautiful place to go to, but it's somewhere that I've never been. But again, it looks so picturesque. The sea looks so blue. Apparently it's a really peaceful, beautiful place to visit. Kent, I've never been to Kent before. Castles and gardens. I do like myself a few English castles. Walking in the Lake District. The Lake District's not too far away from where I am, in the High Peak National Park, in the Peak District area, surrounding areas. But I've never been before. 5 days, £562. Cornwall. Years ago, many years ago, I was going to go into a joint business with somebody that I studied like medicine with, and I was going to move to Cornwall to live and work there. And I reckon the weather is so nice in Cornwall. I probably should have done it because it's so cold here. It's like raining or cold all the time. 7 days, £818. Ludlow. It says Ludlow is a thriving hair. What's my hair doing? What the hell is my hair doing? I can't even see, it's falling over. Ludlow is a thriving medieval market town in Shropshire. Wow, that building. These sort of buildings are just so beautiful, so full of history and so English. 5 days, £686. Manchester Ship Canal. Minehead, never been to before. Seaside Resort in Somerset. Mystery breaks. I always think, you know, these mystery breaks when you look at Coach magazines, I always think if I was to book a mystery break, knowing my luck, I would end up boarding at Buxton. I'd end up staying at Buxton like it would be a mystery break to Buxton. I know that's never going to happen, but that's how I feel about it, you know. Newcastle, I've never been to Newcastle before. UK. How do you pronounce that? I'm so sorry if I pronounced it wrong. I do sincerely apologise. I've never been before again. Whoops, where am I? There we are. 5 days, £563. Norfolk Coast, 5 days, 566. Norfolk Royal Retreat, 5 days, £608. Oxford, I've never been to Oxford before. Painting, my nana and granddad used to take me to painting all the time when I was a child, and I remember staying in this little bed and breakfast, this small hotel in Painton, and I was so small, I must have been about 12 or 13 years old, maybe younger, and as soon as we walked into this bed and breakfast, the landlady who owned the B&B would always hand me this pack of, it was like a magazine that with some colouring pencils, and it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was a thing in the 1990s. That was a thing. I used to love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I used to be able to paint all of the turtle characters, and I'll never forget that because she was so kind and she remembered us every time. So I have a lot of fond memories of painting, but I have never been back to painting for, good gosh, 30 years, maybe more. I think out of every single place in this brochure, if I was going to pick one, it would definitely be painting for that reason, just to look back at my memories and everything, you know. Salisbury and Winchester Christmas markets, that looks nice. I do like myself some nice Christmas markets. If anybody's ever visited Derbyshire at Christmas time, I highly recommend going to a place called Chatsworth House, which is sort of in between where I am in Buxton and Chesterfield. It's called Chatsworth House, and it's a big, beautiful, traditional English country house. To me, it's a mansion. It's beautiful, it's stunning. And every Christmas they have these Christmas markets, and they have different types of stalls, and they have mulled wine, fresh mulled wine, and churros with chocolate dipping sauce, and they've got different stalls that sell all sorts of different handcrafted gifts and different types of like they have one stall every year that sells like really homemade special Irish cream liqueur, similar to Bailey's, which is like a cream liqueur, but they do all like coffee flavours and all different flavours, and they put this in this posh bottle. You can either buy it and give it as a gift to someone, or just sup it yourself as a treat over Christmas, and it's really nice. Buy all handcrafted stuff. Then you can go into Chatsworth House and look around, it's beautiful. Or there's like a little area just in sort of the Chatsworth housing estate area that has little shops, and you can buy little bits of jewellery like earrings and necklaces and stuff like that for gifts for people, and scarves and all sorts of different things. And it's just, and there's a cafe in there, and you can get wines, beers, or you can get a cup of coffee. My dad and I will often go and get a pot of tea and a sandwich, and it's just so nice. So I do suggest, if you like Christmas markets, go into Chatsworth House at Christmas time. It's beautiful. Sidmouth, I've never been to Sidmouth before, in Devon. That looks stunningly beautiful. That beach looks so nice. Suffolk Coast, I've never been to. Thursford Christmas Spectacular. I have a patient that goes to Thursford Christmas Spectacular, and she showed me some pictures, and it looks amazing. So at some point I do need to plan with my dad to go here. Join us for the annual Christmas Spectacular at Thursford, the biggest and most exciting Christmas show in Britain. The popular blend of festive entertainment includes dazzling dancers, fabulous costumes, and a full range of Christmas music and carols performed by a cast over 100, all set in a beautiful decorative theatre. It looks just amazing. Torbay, I'd love to go to Torbay. Really, really like to go to Torbay. Warner Breaks, I've heard a lot about these Warner Breaks from a couple of my patients as well, for adults. This is like adult exclusive holidays, and they have all the different shows on at night, and they've got a spa, like hot tubs and jacuzzis and saunas, and they've got restaurant areas, and some people just prefer exclusively adult holidays, you know, so that, I suppose that appeals to those people. Weymouth, I've never been to Weymouth before. Winchester, Steam and Gin. York, I've been to York before. York is freaking... I've been to York, but I've only ever been to York on a day trip, and I've been a few times. I've been with just my dad, and then I also went with like my cousins. Excuse me, it's that lemonade. I also went with just my cousins as well to York, and it's that lemonade, it's fizzy. The York Cathedral is just beautiful, really, really beautiful. Is it a cathedral? If it isn't, I apologise, I've got it wrong. But yeah, York is a beautiful, beautiful place. York, Harrogate. Harrogate I have been to many times, but not to visit. The only other time I've been to Harrogate is when I've been on like a medical conference when I worked in the NHS. We used to have to go to Harrogate to do special courses, like for example for diabetic patients, and so I've only ever really seen around driving or being in the car with somebody around Harrogate, and I've never actually been into Harrogate itself, but I have seen, as we've sort of driven past, that there's like a beautiful tea room. Is it called Betty's Tea Room or something? I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but there's like a nice tea room, and there's a nice place that sells, is it like homemade chocolates or cakes or something, and it looks really nice. It looks a beautiful, beautiful area. I mean, I don't know if you can see that because it's quite dark, but all of like the shops and stuff have got like lit up with fairy lights and stuff, so Harrogate looks lovely. Wales, I've only ever been to Wales. I've been to London now for a holiday, but I've only ever been to Wales once since. That was for a job interview many years ago. Tenby, I've never been to. Llandudno, I think it's pronounced Llandudno. I do apologise if I've said it wrong. I've been there once on a coach trip to Llandudno with my nana many years ago, and I remember that so fondly, with just me and my nana, and I think we spent one day there and it was great. And I think if I remember rightly, in Llandudno, there's like it's quite flat, and there was a hill that you went up, and then there's like a train. Leave a comment below, let me know, am I right, if I'm remembering it right. There's like a train that we went on. I was only very young, I was a teenager, but I'm sure we went on a train journey. Yeah, I'm sure we did, I'm sure of it. Anyway, I remember it like it was yesterday, and it was fond memories. I even remember the clothes that I was wearing. I was wearing black trousers and like this black v-neck top with long sleeves. That's how much I remember it. Inverness. Never been to Inverness before. It looks beautiful. My family lives in Scotland, so Isle of Bute, Dumfries and Galloway I've never been to. Edinburgh Tattoo, I'd love to take my dad. I would absolutely love, and I need to at some point, to take my dad and organise a trip to Edinburgh Tattoo, because I think that would be right up his street. He loves anything like that, and so do I. It looks amazing. It's an activity I've always wanted to do. It's a place I've always wanted to go to. The famous Royal Edinburgh military tattoo is one of the highlights of the Scottish calendar. 3 days. Listen, the cat's boycotting my video. Not boycotting. My dad said that boycotting is the wrong word. Apparently, boycotting means avoiding. So what's the opposite word to boycotting? Leave a comment below because I've got no idea. Anyway, 3 days at £433. Put your headlights take in there. 3rd of 4th, steam and cruise. Where's that? Edinburgh. Isle of Skye. Cat's coming. She's taking over she's anti-boycotting this video, but it's a different cat this time. This cat's called Cookie. My other cat's called Biscuit. Excuse me. The Orkney Islands. That looks so nice. Ireland. I have never ever been to Ireland before in my life. Never. But I have watched Father Ted and I love the accent. Absolutely freaking love the Irish accent. I could marry an Irishman and just fall asleep listening to his accent because it's so relaxing. Austria. I've been to is the Dolomites? Are the Dolomites in Austria? I've been to the Dolomites many years ago. I went to Italy with a friend and we took a trip and we went to the Dolomites, and the Dolomites are spectacular. And there was like this restaurant on top of this big hill and you had to take a lift, and I always remember getting into this lift full of people, and at the bottom of the lift there was a massive gap and you could see out, and I was so nervous. But when you got to the top and you sat and had food at the restaurant, it was so beautiful and spectacular. This is my other cat, Cookie. You've just seen a bit of her. She's jumped down now, so at least I don't have to reset this video. Denmark. I've never been to Denmark. Wow, they look beautiful. I love all the different colours of the different buildings. They're amazing. Looks so nice. Belgium. I've never been to Belgium before. I'd like to go. I bet the Belgium Christmas markets would be amazing. 4 days for £512. I do like myself Christmas markets. Anyway, that is this video. I hope you've all enjoyed it. If you have, please consider hitting like, commenting and subscribing, and I shall see you next time for my next video. Bye.